Instagram and I didn't close Facebook. And so the Facebook one was streaming and the YouTube one and the LinkedIn one were streaming for like an extra 10 minutes, just me fiddling on my phone. Anyway, welcome back to an edition of these twice a week lives that I'm doing now to connect with you, our pet professionals across the globe for our little like mini chats here. And if you joined us last week or on Tuesday, you probably heard us talking about the fact that we should rename this whole segment. It was originally going to be called the Pet Biz Power Sessions, right? Pet Biz Power Sessions, because it was like that describes what it is. And Power Session was like, it's going to be fast. We're going to talk about all kinds of great stuff. But then the reality is as we started rolling this out, a joke came up with our team that we should call it Convos with Candace. It was a joke originally, maybe not a joke, but it was not really something we were considering seriously. And then as we started rolling these out, we realized, gosh, they are more like conversations, right? I have conversations with those of you that are here live. I can share more about like what's going on, what I'm thinking for the day, more immediate things that are just happening in the world of Pet Boss or in the world of our clients I want to share with you. So we've decided to make a change. And a change not just in the name of this series, but a change in a couple other things inside the Pet Boss Nation world. And so I wanted to share those with you and then use that as a theme for discussion today. Like, is it time for a change? Do you have a time for a change or need for change in your business? And if so, where might that be? I'm going to share a few suggestions with you of like things you should probably think about and change. Hello to everybody that's joining us live over on Instagram. I'm also streaming in other places, but we'll see if anybody shows up. All right. So what we are doing now is for the change of this series. Originally I committed to the Pet Biz Power Sessions. It is now Convos with Candace. We are still keeping it on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. And of course, you can watch them as replays too, anytime. And if you ever have anything that you want me to talk about, just send it to us. Send us a DM, comments on one of the videos. We'll keep track of it. And maybe it'll be one of the focuses that we share every week. Okay. So I think my point of view is that change is good. Change in business and in life is good. It's healthy. It pushes us through outside of our comfort zone. It helps us think about all the things that we maybe need to change or to work through, and because there might be lots of pieces to the puzzle. And it also kind of gives us like a fresh perspective, new inspiration. So anyway, I love change. So I've already shared the name of the series. I also shared either last week or a couple weeks ago, or a couple times ago, that we are changing the name of our podcast. I also have a podcast that was previously called, and if you were to listen to it right now, it still has it up there, but called Boss Your Business, the Pet Boss Podcast. And we have decided to change the name of that. It is now going to be just Pet Boss Podcast. And so with that name change, we've had a podcast with the Boss Your Business Podcast for a little over 3 years, or close to 3 years. And so it could be scary to think, well, why would you change the name of something that's that popular? Because it's been downloaded 80,000 times. Like, it is ranking actually number 40 in Portugal right now on the entrepreneur charts. We've hit in the top 100 consistently and across like 4 different countries regularly. So it's insane the amount of exposure we've had with our podcast, which is fabulous. So you might think, why would you change the name? And I explained further that previously that it was like, well, the other name's too long and everybody is kind of saying Pet Boss Podcast. So I just made a change. I just did it. It was like, well, it just makes sense. And so I went to our team and I said, does this make sense to you? It makes a lot of sense to me. And they were like, whatever you say, boss, makes sense to us. And then I talked to you guys over on Instagram and you're kind of like, it makes sense to you too. So we just did it. But now there are more steps in place that we have to follow. So like now it's changing the podcast cover art, which we don't have to do. We could just change the name on the existing cover art. But last night last night I designed a brand new cover and we made some tweaks to it. Here I was going to show it to you, but I can't because of both my devices are streaming. So you'll see it very soon, hopefully next week. And so the cover changed. I have to re-record the intro to the podcast, which I've just have the script for now. And I've just recorded a couple of versions of it on different microphones because believe it or not, Let me show you. This is my podcast recording microphone, and I lost the cord to it. I think I left it in Canada. So I have to find another cord, but I was testing different microphones. So we're changing, you got to change that. We're changing the intro. We have to change some social media graphics and so on. And I've got to remember to say it correctly now when I record my podcast. Anyway, so that's good. And I see here that Gabby's Cups for Pups said that she just did that for her brand. She changed the name and colors. It's a lot, but worth it. Yeah, when I had my pet business, Dogaholics in Chicago, we had a complete rebrand, brand new logo, new colors. We leaned in more to like what our mission statement was. And actually, what was that called? Our manifesto. We worked on writing a manifesto for our business. And so that was really, really powerful. And we used it in lots of different ways. And our customers loved it. Just brands need refreshes. They actually say that sometimes you should update your website at least every couple years, or if not more, like just do updates and tweaks to it. You can we even make changes to the fonts we use sometimes, or you see all these colors in our brand, they kind of all complement each other, but in certain combinations, they look horrible together. So sometimes you might see us lean in more to the yellows and the reds. And then sometimes it's more of the pink and the light purple and the dark purple. So we change it up just to keep it interesting. So it's okay for you to do that too. But I also want to talk about other areas that you could think about changing in your business that are important parts. And then after I share this, I'm going to tell you something exciting that you're actually the first people to hear. Okay. So, all right. Another change that's coming. So, let's think about what would you want to change right now in your business? What's something you want to change? And let me know in the comments for those joining live. A lot of times people would say, I want to change my money situation, right? I need to change my financial situation. Well, there's a lot that goes into that, but there are things when we talk about how we're doing this name change or brand changes that some of these other changes will impact your money situation. So if you're going to change the look and the feel, like we've just kind of been talking about, maybe you need a fresh coat of paint. Maybe you need new flower boxes out front. Maybe you need a new sign. Maybe you need to invest in better lighting in your storefront. There's a lot of things that you might need to change that don't cost a lot of money actually, but taking the time to commit to that refresh will give you so much more confidence, and your customers will notice it, and it will just beautify the space. Okay, so that might be when you want to change a look and feel of it. Or maybe you actually want to do a complete brand overhaul, like we've said. Or maybe you have a toxic team member that you need to let go, or a bad employee that is causing a lot of chaos, and you just keep holding on to them because you don't know that you're going to find a replacement and you're nervous about letting them go. I will tell you that toxic team member is holding your company back from making even more money, because some of your best people might leave because they don't like working with that person. You are not as productive because you might be walking on eggshells with that person or worried about what they're going to do. And so making change there in your team, I know it can be scary, but sometimes it's really, really critical and important for your success. Maybe you need to completely change what it is that you sell, the products that, maybe not all of it, but maybe, you sell a certain line of products and certain categories aren't performing like they used to. And so you've got to reevaluate what you have in your space. I was just talking to one of our mastermind members about this. She sells a lot of bakery. They're a bakery, a lot of bakery. But she does have a few different other food and grooming and some other supplements. And she's just grooming supplies and supplements just aren't really selling well. And in my mind, I'm well, if you're a bakery, if you're known as a bakery, as a consumer, I wouldn't think to come to you for grooming shampoo, right? So you might as well cut that out and add more of what sells. Or bring in something different, right? So we can be changing what the things that we sell. We could be adding new services, trying different things. You're allowed to do those things in your business, and you should, to keep it interesting for your customers. Don't just keep doing the same thing over and over and expect more revenue. That's not going to work. Okay. Maybe you even need to change and you just need to move locations. That's a big one, but sometimes necessary. So there's lots of ways that you probably want to change in your business. And I'd love for you to share with me what those might be. There's something you've just changed, you're thinking about changing, or you're going to change, because that's the theme of today's Convo with Candace, which is now what these are called. These are now our time together for those of you who join live or watch a replay, I guess, too. So Convos with Candace are every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and they'll always have a different theme. It's kind of like whatever's on my mind, whatever I want to share with you. Sometimes it's just me. Sometimes I'll have guests. Sometimes you'll have opportunities to invest in your business and cool solutions we have found for you and want to share with you. Today, though, I shared with you that the name changed for this. I'm shared with you that our podcast name is changing. So my ask of you today is, if you haven't already subscribed to our podcast, the Pet Boss Podcast, please do so. You can find it on all streaming platforms. Okay, so please subscribe. And the other thing I want to share with you that is a change that's coming. Remember, I told you if you stayed on with me, you would hear about it. It is that we are going to make a change to the Pet Boss Club, which is our signature group coaching program. A change is coming. That's right. Change is out there. And we are, I don't know if it's going to be in the next couple months, or maybe it would be a few weeks. That's probably a little aggressive. That probably won't happen. Maybe it'll happen before Camp Pet Boss. Maybe it happens after Camp Pet Boss, but we are making changes to the club. And I think you're going to be very excited about it. If you are not currently a club member, you will be able to have some more access at a better price point, and that might be more affordable for your budget. And then we also will be renaming something else and maybe introducing something else. And then there's just so much good stuff coming. So much good stuff. I can't give it all away, and I've already shared too much. Again, Amanda, you're watching with me live. Yolanda's going to be like, what the heck? Or Maddie will be like, why did you just share that? It's because I'm the boss, right? I'm the pet boss. I can share things with you guys because you're my people, right? You're our audience. You're our customer. You're who we're here for. So the Pet Boss Club is business coaching. It's business coaching community and courses, and it's all bundled together with so much experience, from the pet industry professionals, just loving all on you. So yeah, Amanda says that Yolanta is going to kill me. Yolanta is like our operations manager, more than that, but yeah, Weeks. I love it. Weeks. Yeah. She'd be like, yeah, we're right. Well, I think my team has learned now with me when I say things like that, they just like roll their eyes and go at the pace that's actually executable. Right. No, just kidding. They don't do that. They're amazing. They bring all of this to life. I love my team. I love our team at Pet Boss Nation because I have people I can bounce ideas off of, like the brand new podcast cover. I made one last night that I was like, this is it. This is killer. And then I shared it with the team, and there were like obvious things we should change and little minor tweaks, but made the tweaks. And now I love it, right? You need a team to bounce ideas off of. Or like the names, even this Convos with Candace thing. Like, it's just great to have people that you trust and you can rely on, that know your business, that to get feedback from. So if you have a team, love on your team. If you don't like your team, it's probably time for change right there, right? Get a better team. And if you don't have a team yet, maybe it's time to change and think about hiring your first employee. All right. That's all I got for you today. Quick and easy for Convos with Candace. I've got to go to some other meetings this afternoon, but I wanted to be here to commit to you. So as a reminder, my call to action to you is twofolded. Subscribe to our podcast, the Pet Boss Podcast, and schedule or save time for or set a reminder on your phone or in your brain that I will see you every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern for these combos. Okay? Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.